Hello, everyone. It is so good to be here with you today. Welcome. Welcome to the Advancement Center and the world of magic and miracles. I love saying that every Sunday. It is just the highlight of the week. And a bobcat just walked across the patio. I had to tell you that. It also became so clear to me why we are the advancement center and not a school. Why? Because from the center, you grow and travel. From a school, you're training the mind to think and expand thoughts into things. How clear that statement is. And of course, what we all have in common is that we had a childhood filled with magic and miracles. It's funny, before when I was preparing for this broadcast, I said to Robert, my mind is a blank. And he said, good. That about wraps up the whole thing, doesn't it? There's something interesting that I came across that I love sharing with you. And I'm going to read this if the print isn't too tiny. Here are some inspiring words from Albert Einstein. He said, I didn't arrive at my understanding of the fundamental laws of the universe through my rational mind. See, we have something in common. Concerning matter, we have been all wrong. What we have called matter is energy, whose vibration has been so lowered as to be perceptible to the senses. Matter is spirit reduced to a point of stability. There is no matter. Time and space are not conditions in which we live, but modes by which we think. So much for training our little minds, our little beings, our little magical beings that we so remember in our hearts and in our children and in my grandchildren. I've seen them all enjoy the miracle of discovering so many wonderful things. And every day is a discovery of a limiting thought that you can just cast out and replace with the magical knowing. Yeah. I have voluminous information that cannot all be dispensed with. But some things are special and need to be recounted. And one of them is harmony. If you remember the very thing that is disturbing you, then you will continue to be disturbed. This is one of the difficulties of humanity. The simple method of discarding what disturbs you will resolve everything immediately. Dwell on that. This is all there is to it. But there needs to be more as far as your mind is concerned. Well, there is no more. And there are no requirements to meet any standards set by anyone. All the teachings and all the manipulation show in a way that cannot be explained. Here you go. Discard what disturbs you, and all the circumstances change immediately. Wow. That should be taught to every parent who is in charge of a child. And you'd have instant harmony in the child, in the family, in the neighborhood, in the world. Amazing. Your nature is such that disturbance is not part of its capability. And the project of making everything harmonious always falls to pieces because of this factor. This seems to be a deficiency, but it is simply a characteristic that cannot be denied. Your sensitivity to the actions of everything around you must be closed off to bring harmony. In some cases, and this is not desirable, harmony is a way of life, and it cannot be taken on as a job, particularly when some people are not interested unless every interaction is under their terms. Does that make you think of anyone you know Any teachers you had in elementary school where you had to sit in straight rows alphabetically? My maiden name was Whiting, so I always sat in the back. And now my name is Young, and I'm way in the back, far away from those limiting thoughts thrown at us by teachers who were trained to make us not be the magic we are. Well, so much for elementary school. That took care of that. Oh, there's so much to share with you. I never know where to start. There have been so many miracles that happen every day that we're so busy looking for what, God knows what, or what the internet told us, or what someone else told us. But nature has so many miracles happening every day. I just told you about the bobcat that walked past our sliding glass door over there. That's a miracle. That took my attention. That's what should be our attention getter. This past week has been a cornucopia of wonder, magic, and words delivered that echo through everyone within hearing distance. And hopefully they're coming across them in YouTube. Genya was her original magnificent self on Tuesday. She thrilled me. All I could say at the end was, bravo. And then on Monday and Friday, David thrilled us with his writing, which is so, they're beyond depth. They reach to the heavens and beyond. And even the titles are thrilling. I have one right here called Know It. But the print is getting a little small for me. All I can read is, live a life of magic. Be filled with curiosity and spontaneity. Return that childlike nature that makes each moment in its own new moment of infinite possibilities. Like a child, and like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. You have courage. You have wisdom. You have a heart. And you have always been home. You don't need a wizard to follow and give you what you already have. What is already yours. I'll go a little bit further because I love these. Yes, it appears that the world could be crumbling down all around you, but it has appeared like that before. You don't have to look at the world and our own lives, independent of what is happening in the world, has felt at times as if it is crumbling down all around us, and we are still here. And we are still here because there is something greater orchestrating our continued existence in this particular form that we now are inhabiting. That's just a starter. Then the other one he took our breath away with is called The Wedding. So go back, find David's YouTube and hear that. What was that? That was, today's the 11th, that was the 9th. It's fabulous. Robert and I feel the magic. In fact, this whole studio becomes a golden glow of magic. And then we celebrate the broadcasts every time. And that's New Year's Eve every week, 6 times a week. So I'm just going through these wonderful things and sharing what I can with you. And these titles are amazing. There might be some people on this broadcast who need a little basic reminder, or perhaps here for the first time. But my life has been magic. But that just means I followed my spirit and it kept pushing me to Australia, where I met Robert. Now, I came from Brooklyn, New York. Robert does not come from here. He came from the unknown, took the form of Robert Young, who had just had a fatal accident. And he has been here leading us all to a knowledge which is just magic and miracles. And when he came, he didn't know how to be here, but he was guided every step of the way. And those words have been captured in his writing. And those writings are all, believe it or not, on youngsight.com. my treasure, from which I learn and keep learning how much I love this man. And how he deals with this stuff down here is amazing. So in my position as wife, librarian, and everything else, I have access to something that I want to share with you. And the title of this is You Are the Magician. Here it is in large print. The most significant part of your day begins early and extends into the waking hours of the morning. This is when you are establishing the path and direction of your coming experience. All that follows is a variable that is taken on when and if it appears in your life. But the major direction has already been set, and there is no need to consider anything else. The ease with which you proceed through the day indicates the degree to which you follow your pre-established but seemingly random path. And there is no other indication that you had anything to do with its establishment. The key to a perfect life is held in the condition of your subconscious in the early part of the day and not in the day itself. You can extend your life, change your general condition, and be totally happy if you nurture this special time each day when you are not necessarily awake, but extremely busy looking to what is available for your coming day. There is a notion that you are not in control when you are asleep, but the simple action of placing yourself in the hands of your Creator before you go to sleep ensures that you are in the best position for your subconscious to enact its plan ready for the coming day without being influenced by outside sources. Excitement and the great feeling of looking forward to tomorrow will activate your regenerative powers and lighten your load to the extent that nothing in the world can generate a negative influence big enough to surpass your personal feeling of well-being. As a result, you become more capable each and every day, and your general condition of life improves at an extremely fast rate. Your ability to nourish that special part of your day is a natural ability that comes out of the knowledge that is possible, and no special process is necessary to make it happen. A simple agreement within yourself that you would like to nurture this time actually makes it happen. With this in place, you are ready to enact the miracles on a regular basis and see that you are the magician behind every one of them. There is no need to hand over the job to anyone else, not even your creator, as you have been given the capability for you to use in whatever way you see fit. It is easy to take on negative magic in the world by taking the reactive path of objection to some person or event. The problem with this type of magic is that, just like positive magic, you live the result of your own magic. The outcome of negative magic is distress and disaster, whereas the outcome of positive magic is joy and elation. When you determine that the only outcome you want is joy, elation, and miracles, you will hone your skills to only apply positive magic, even in negative situations. Your magic will work every time, even if you doubt your own ability. And as your confidence grows, your doubt will disappear, leaving with nothing but perfection in your journal of life. The limitations we continue to experience and talk about only exist because we talk and interact with one another at this limitation level, leaving limitation as the hidden goal to return to every day. Even by saying that there are no limitations, we reconstruct the barrier that we are continually trying to tear down. By applying magic, we can make limitations transparent and as effective as a slight mist as we pass through and venture into the so-called unknown, which we find to be so familiar that we wonder why we would bother keeping ourselves away. Continual use of magic will take you to more and more familiar places, way beyond the times of lines of limitation and into the far reaches of the world of your creator. That's just a portion. All I know is after I read that last night, I came running into Robert with a whole new appreciation and love. And now we get to that point where I tell you about my art class. And this week, it's a little different because Thursday morning, I got a text from our instructor, Mandar, saying there would not be a class. So I said, okay. And then on Saturday, I was having a wonderful conversation by phone with Danny, my youngest son, and my benefactor, who is so excited about my art. And he said, I just want to have one in my house and frame it and enjoy it. And I said, well, come on out. You can have choice of anyone you want. Oh. And then I said, you know, do you have a favorite photograph that you've taken? And he said, yes, I do. I said, why don't you send it to me and I'll see what I can do without the benefit of Mandar demonstrating. And he did. And this photograph came with a story, and the story that he and his lovely wife, Claudia, went for a walk in the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens, which is just on the other side of Prospect Park. And they were in the rose garden and they got caught in a downpour and were drenched. But they didn't leave. They looked for something to shield them from even more of the rain. And lo and behold, the rain stopped, the sun came out, and they found themselves in a magical garden. And here it is. Let's see, is this correct? Yeah. And there are the roses, and there's the sun just starting to peek out. But I think the story made it lovely. So I sent it off to them, and they're thrilled. I hope you like it. Which reminds me, if you have a favorite photograph and you would like to see it translated into pastel, send it on. I'll see what I can do. And in the meantime, I'm wishing you a perfect life with magic, a perfect health with a lot of miracles, and a magic future. So much love. Thank you for joining me. I am Barbara.